Oh boy, If Loving You Is Wrong came back, and it came back the way it should have. So this is If Loving You Is Wrong, Season 4, Episode 5, Psychosis. Now, yes, what's her name? Tasha? Trisha? Lord, I don't care what the woman's name is. The new neighbor. She's having a mental breakdown, and she walked out of the house. Maybe her name is Tanya, something like that. She walked out of the house naked. So now Lucian is trying to calm her down, and he's not able to do it. Here comes Randall, and first I thought Randall was going to put 20 on 10, but here goes Randall actually helping. I couldn't believe it. So then she was talking to him, and he was saying how, oh, are you okay? Is everything okay? Is everything good? What's happening? What's going on? Talk to me. And of course she was like, stay away, stay away. So then he was like, okay. Who's the man? Man did what? What did he do? And then he started to talk about what's her favorite color. No, he was like, oh, your hair, it's really nice. I was like, huh? Oh yeah, red. Because he asked what her favorite color was, and she at one point said red. And so then he was like, oh yeah, it's nice and red. Oh, and it's kind of cold out here. Do you want me to can I put like this blanket over you? No, I have fur. She was calling the hair in her arms fur, and so she didn't want him to. She was fine, but then he was like, come on, because she called herself a tree. And I was like, huh? Oh my god. Oh. But long story short, he's able to get the blanket on her, but then she starts freaking out again once he made some type of contact. She runs back in the house. Everyone's looking at her like, huh? So then Lucian said, what was that? Randall's like, what do you mean? He was like, clearly she had a mental break. She's going through something. And here goes Randall saying that the woman's crazy. She's a Looney Tune. I'm thinking, you were just helping her a moment ago. It was like, yeah, she's crazy. She's right up my alley. I'm thinking, oh, Lord. Randall, go inside. Please go inside. With that smirk and that smile that irks me so much. So while he was on his way inside, Alex was outside. So then he said, oh, so the plan's still on for tomorrow, right? Natalie looked over like, huh? But the plans were still on. She said, yep. When, again, Natalie looking over like, okay, if you say so. While that was happening, Lucian was talking to Natalie. He said, I need to go over there to check up on her. And she was like, no, don't do that. I knew something was wrong with her from when she was, we were talking to her earlier. What do you mean? Met her earlier and she just seemed off. And Lucian said, that's great, but I need to go and check on her, make sure that she is okay. It's my job. I'm an officer. What do you mean? You're not qualified. What do you mean I'm not qualified? I'm an officer. That's not what I meant. It's like, where's her husband? What's her husband's name? Bennett. Okay, so call, like, what are we going to do? He's a firefighter. Oh, okay, so is he a firefighter for Maxine? She's like, I don't know. Why would I know that? I need to figure out how to get in contact with. It was irking me. Natalie was irking me in that moment. But then the husband came in and he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I have to go in. I have to check on my wife. We're thinking, okay, yeah, go in, do that. While that happens, then comes Eddie. It was just so much happening at once. Eddie comes in. Eddie was like, oh, I heard some naked crazy chick was out here. I got my ones ready. Bird. He had his money ready, and he was like, oh, she's gone. Lulu, come on, bring her back out. I'm thinking, oh no. So then Natalie and Lucian go back inside, while now Eddie's trying to figure out, he's like, dang, where am I going to stay tonight? He's looking around. He said, oh, I'll go and stay at Brad's. Knock, knock, knock. Alex opens the door. Well, opens it and then tries to close it quickly because it's Eddie. And he was saying how, look, where's Brad? He's not here. Great. There's 2 sick kids upstairs. I need to go and deal with them. No. You're going to let me in. Yo, cousin, let me in. I'm your cousin. You can't let me in? No, I can't let you in. All right, let me in, ho. I said, ooh. And she was like, okay, I'm thinking, we're doing too much now. We're doing too much. Ugh, I almost want to give Alex a nod for not letting him in. But then the other side of me and part of me wants to stick to my guns and say, why would I do that? Why would I do that, especially for her? She is tragic and trash. So now that Eddie has nowhere to stay, he decides, oh, I need to take a leak. So he starts peeing on Randall's property. I was ready for Randall to come out with a shotgun. He did not do that. Randall didn't even come out of the house until Eddie knocked on the door. Or, Randall saw someone in the doorway. So Eddie still has his stuff out, peeing all over the place. I said, Randall, why do you keep looking down? You caught that, right? Randall, I said, Randall, stop. It's not going to make the situation any better. So then Randall's like, oh, so see, you're messing with me, but you're messing with the wrong one. I thought Randall was going to go and fight. But no. Randall said, Larry, you tied up Larry and you almost killed Larry, but you don't know Larry. It's like, oh, well, Larry doesn't know me. No, listen to me. You don't know Larry. Larry is very smart. He's very smart. He's very calculated. He will get you back for what you did to him. Trust and believe. And there's nothing you can do about it. So then Randall goes back inside. We see Bennett talking to his wife. His wife is still having a break. She was supposed to take the lithium. And because she didn't, she's off. Because she's off, he's trying to get her to take her medication. But she doesn't want to take it. She doesn't want to take it because she doesn't want to take it. He's trying to force it down her throat and she's yelling at the top of her lungs. Of course, Eddie's still there. So, Eddie, I said, wait a minute. Are we going to have a decent moment from Eddie? From Eddie. Him? He's knocking on the door. Like, what are you doing? Police, open up. So then Bennett opens up the door. Eddie checks in on her. He was like, are you okay? She said, no. Is he, was he trying to hurt you? She said, yes. And then she kind of ran into the other room when Eddie was trying to talk to her. So then I was trying to figure out, where are we going to go with this? No, Eddie decides, you were doing it all wrong. Look, if you're going to do whatever you do to her, you need to go and gag her mouth. Bennett was looking at Eddie like, huh? What? And he said, yeah, you need to gag her mouth so that she can't scream, so that no one can hear her. So then Bennett was just like, okay, if you say so. And then Eddie was like, yeah, take it from me. That's how you have to handle it. He was like, thank you, officer. And he was like, you're welcome. So then he goes and leaves. Now Natalie is talking to Lucian, and Lucian gets a call from Ian. Ian said that he wants to go and speak to Lucian. And Lucian said, okay, how about tomorrow? And Natalie invited him over. So then Ian confirmed that he'll do it. And they have a cute little moment. And we know that's going to be short-lived because they can't ever just have a moment to themselves. Lucian is such a good guy, but there has to be a point where enough is enough. They need to find decent men. Because now we have Marcy. She's talking to Brad. Well, actually, she kind of wakes up. Brad is there. And Brad has the divorce papers. So he's going to go over and serve them to Alex. So now Marcy goes and speaks to Esperanza because Esperanza calls Marcy. And the conversation was kind of weird. It started off with she needed to get some intel. Marcy, you're divorced from Randall, right? Yeah. How did that happen? Well, actually, Randall's friend, who is also a lawyer, um, Larry, he was the one who did it. Really? Yeah, it's a weird situation. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He's great. He's the best. Why? What's up? Well, I need your help. Help with what? I need, to deal with Eddie once and for all. What do you mean deal with Eddie once and for all? He's just been doing too much. This is like never ending. He's overstepping, and I need to put a stop to it right now. So then that's when Marcy said, I'll text you Larry's number. If anyone can help you, he can. Speaking of the devil, Larry, gets a call from Marcy because now Marcy needs to check in, and she double, triples, quadruple checks that, hey, am I divorced? Am I divorced? Are you sure? How'd you do it? Don't worry about how I did it. Are you sure? How'd you do it? Don't worry about it. I said, if we're going to go and do the usual, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? Okay. After all of that stupid banter, then we get to the good stuff. Larry talking about how him and Randall used to do some weird stuff back in college days, and Larry clarified that Randall wasn't into the S&M. That was all him. I'm thinking, okay, all right. And he says that, no, Marcy says that he'll be getting a call from one of her friends. He said, cool. So now Randall keeps calling back Larry's office, and Randall wants to hear back from Larry because he's pissed that Larry did that to him. He calls up and the secretary answers the phone. Randall was so rude, she hung up. And I said, thank God, someone with some sense. Now Natalie and Alex had their kids, I guess, sent off to school, and now they're talking about poor old Kelly and how, oh, Justice, how is he dealing with this? What are you telling him? Natalie isn't telling him anything. She's just trying to go and keep it status quo until they find out some more stuff. And yes, Alex said that she's just trying to keep the peace with Randall. That's why she's having him over to see his son. And Natalie asked a great question. Are you sure that's his child? Yes, I'm sure that's his child. Honey Bunches of Oats, we don't trust you. So we're going to ask you time and time again just to make sure that you're telling the truth. That you're telling the truth. Anyway. Now, while all of that was dealt with, and she gets the, I'm so sorry, Alex, because Alex tells her that, yes, Brad's going to serve her with divorce papers. They're done. And here comes Bennett. And Bennett, he's just like, hey, so I'm not sure if you know what happened last night. They're like, yeah. So what's up with her? What's going on with her? Well, she has this mental condition where it was passed down from her mother, and it only developed a couple of years ago. So we thought originally she was going to be safe. Unfortunately, she wasn't. She needs to take her lithium. If she doesn't take her lithium, then she goes off the rails. But normally it takes a couple of days, and she does a great job of hiding it, so I don't know when she's not on it, which is the problem. Because Natalie wants to know, is she in danger? Are we safe? I'm thinking, you're in about as much danger as you're going to be, where you have Eddie there. You had the Kelly Travis situation. Natalie was totally valid, but I'm also thinking, it's welcome to the club because this neighborhood's full of the crazies. And so then he was saying thank you to everyone. He wanted to give out his contact information just in case anything else in the future happened with his wife. I was expecting his wife to come out of the house, but she didn't. Here's the thing. He wanted to also say thank you to Randall. They said, no, don't do that. Why not? Because you can't trust Randall. Why can't I trust him? And Natalie at one point just had to break down to him because he's ugly, he smells weird, he's rude, he's disrespectful, he's a creep, and the list goes on. You can't trust him. So then Bennett said, okay. All right, thanks for letting me know. now Brad comes over. Brad comes over with his lawyer because he wants Alex to sign the divorce papers on the spot. And even though I do not like Alex, I've never liked Alex at all, and I've always been, well, I've been T myself. But Brad wants her to sign the papers. He wants her to do it now. She said, I can't do that now. I need a lawyer. I need someone to look it over. I'm thinking, now, Brad, you could have said that all the kids are yours. You could have said, come on now. So then Natalie, thank God Natalie had to be a witness. Natalie said that what she'll do is give Alex 24 hours. Give Alex 24 hours. Ian's a lawyer. He's a neighbor. He can go and review everything. It'll be fine. And so then Brad was over it, but then he said, oh, okay. Here comes the crying from good old, what's her face? It's just so hard. Girl, stop screwing your neighbor and sign the papers. I have no sympathy for Alex. There is no sympathy in payola over here. No sympathy and payola over here. So now Rick is talking to Lucian, and Rick apologizes. He says that he was called up with the church because he had some dealings with the church, but he knows some things. He knows some things. He has some information. He needs to go and acquire that information, but he's going to go and help out Kelly. I said, great. But until you're actually able to secure that information, bring it back to us, and it be valid, I'm not paying attention to you. Lucian goes and visits Kelly, and Kelly was so over it. She was so confused about a couple of things, but Lucian said that Ian is going to agree to represent Kelly. For some reason, I didn't hear that when they were having the conversation. I don't know if Lucian is just like, okay, we're going to guilt trip him, and we're just trying to give Kelly some good news. But to also commemorate that, he took off her cuffs. As soon as he did that, I said, oh God, Lucian, no! Why would, and then I even allowed her to get out of the hospital bed. I'm thinking, no! And he's going to go and get her food. And she convinced him not to put the cuffs back on. I'm thinking, she's not going to be there when you get back. You're too much of a good company. You're a dummy. Anyway. Now, guess who comes and visits Larry? Before that happens, Larry gets a call from Esperanza. And Esperanza says she needs to talk to Larry because she has to deal with Eddie. Yes, the same Eddie that tied him up. And she said she doesn't care what you two were into. She just needs to get rid of him. Larry said, okay, we can talk later. After that conversation is done, here comes Randall. Randall comes along and starts beating the poop out of Larry. And he was just like, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? How'd you trick me? Larry's like, I didn't trick you. You signed those papers. I said, yeah, Larry, you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer. Make sure you keep the story. That's what you're going to tell yourself. And so then Randall's just like, you know what? I got something for you. Oh, I got something for you. And then Larry had to remind him, you idiot. Marcy could have came. That was a toxic situation for you. And Marcy could have came and said that she lost the baby because of your actions. You would have gone to jail if that happened. And no one would have been able to help you. Are you dumb? That's why I had to help you, you dummy. She could have sued you. She could have sued you for murder because you stressed her out so much she lost the baby. I said, dang, that is true. Just like a lawyer to come up with something like that in 5.2 seconds. And when Lucian comes back with the food that's supposed to be for Kelly, guess who's gone? Kelly! And after he said he can get in trouble, she better have been kidnapped. Because if she was not kidnapped, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Oh, yes. Wednesday, which means a new Romie Whispers ASMR video will be up. It will be an unboxing video of my Galaxy Buds, their wireless earphones that I got when I got my new phone. And stay tuned for that. A lot of things going on there. Thank you.